Alright, welcome back to the Road to Rainbow Rank, Episode 2. I am Indigo Rank. I'm on the wheelie scooter again with King DDD, and we are starting with Machine Passage. This is, of course, air ride mode. Now, I'm really excited for this track. I'm on the wheelie scooter. There's a lot of sharp turns here. It's a good time. I think, yeah, I nailed that turn first, but surprisingly, they're someone right behind me, so we're going to have a race on our hands. First for now, but the race is still young, so here we go. I go through here. I didn't really mean to hit the propellers. I'm wondering if maybe the top path is optimal, but we've got that bulk star right behind me. Exciting stuff. So we're out through the cannon. I get the needle. And I like to get the needle here and try to take out the NPCs to stop the other people, but this bulk star was right on my tail, so it's really throwing me off. So that actually made this exciting. It's always great when the races aren't one-sided, when there's some competition. So good stuff there. Just doing the final turns here, and I think I can improve how I take that final turn. Comment down below how you would take it, but I think I need to time trial this just a bit more. But we go ahead, we make that first turn pretty well again, and I feel like I'm starting to pull away just a little bit from the bulk star, just a little bit. I decided to try going up here, but there he is. So we make this jump. There's the Tyranza special. I'm trying to hold off my special until after the cannon, but it won't quite make it, so I got to start it right before, waste just a bit of it, but that's alright. We blow past the bulk star there, managed to not hit any of the bumpers, and these turns are always a joy to take on the wheelie scooter. That's why I'm using it for these first few episodes. Just a lot of fun. And here we go into the final turn, and it's looking like a first place. We managed to pull away from those other racers, so very nice. And this should be a pretty decent game, but let's take a look. Alright, so we get to the standing screen. How's it looking? First place, always nice to see. And it's, yeah, a pretty decent gain. Hopefully we can get to Indigo 4. Or would that be Indigo 5, since it starts at 0? Alright, either way, on to race number 2. And we're on Galactic Nova. So this is one of my less favorite tracks. I find in general when I'm using the wheelie scooter, I like the really sharp turn tracks, of course, using the strengths of the vehicle. But the Galactic Nova and the Nebula Belt are my least favorite tracks. And I think I've heard before the Nebula Belt is more like a Mario Kart World track. It's like the intermissions where it's just basically a whole bunch of straight and then you get an item every now and then. So that can be a struggle, but more focusing on this race. It's back and forth. I'm trying to catch up here. I think I need to practice it a bit more. Yeah, there we go. I remember that happening. I usually make that jump, but this race I was just kind of thrown off by the initial brawl at the beginning. So I fall off there. It's already not looking too good, but it's good to persevere. I might be able to salvage something at the end. Never give up, never surrender. Have a good fighting spirit, all that good stuff. So we're coming up here, and the idea is I can catch up when we're inside the satellite because there's some tight turns and the like, but I'm trying not to tilt too much. I missed that. I cut it too much and end up bumping. Trying to catch up with those star trails. Accidentally go the left path with the spark there. Not ideal, but we're not out of it yet. Again, let's try to salvage something. Want to really get these boost panels. They're not quite boost panels, but they accelerate you. Comment if you know what these are called, of course. So we make these turns here. Just get nipped by the laser there. That's unfortunate. Want to use the special after this kind of jet section. There we go. Now make sure I can use it pretty nicely. That explosion doesn't hurt too much. We're catching up. We're already in third place now, so it's already not looking too bad. We're catching up. We're coming up. Ouch. Get hit by the laser there too. Want to avoid those. But we're in second, so we're going to go through the heart and get to the last section. The last section usually is where I lose the most places on this track. You want to hit the comet, the meteor impacts. They give you a little boost. But in this straightaway, yeah, that always happens. But you know what? Third place isn't too bad. Overall, pretty pleased with how that went, given how poorly it started. So yeah, third isn't too bad. Maybe it'll be a loss, maybe it'll be a slight gain. We shall see right now. And there we go, a slight gain. All things considered, that's great. So always good to persevere. Now it's time for race 3, and it's going to be on Frozen Hillside. Alright, I do like this track. I usually do fairly well. It's pretty okay. Sometimes I even get first place. Hopefully I can replicate that now. So I want to go up here, and I like taking the top path at first, but on the wheelie scooter, I can only make the jump sometimes. So when there's been a bunch of back and forth and you've been on the star trail and stuff, I find I can make it up top, but otherwise I want to go just straight down, not wasting any time crashing into the upper path. So here I'm just trying to pick a path where someone isn't going to instantly trail me. I tried to get all these boost panels. I managed to do it here. And into this section, with an auto attack or maybe a spin attack, you can get through the ice like that, cut off some of that turn. And then here, because even though I'm on DDD, the handling is pretty good on the scooter. I don't really need to drift or anything. I could just run through those turns, grab the freeze, which is always a fun time, take out some enemies. And I want to make it difficult for my opponents. I see they opened it up, but my handling is pretty good, so that's why I didn't open it up myself. Now moving here, I believe I jumped down, yeah, especially after getting hit, slowing down a bit. Yeah, I just fall right down there. Not wasting any time trying to get onto the thing, turn off the lasers so you don't fry yourself. That was good. So there we go. I see the sword drops down behind me, so I want to make sure I'm not right in front of anyone, because then they'll hit me with the sword. I tried to get the boosts again, yeah, but the Magalores have their special, and I kind of misplay here. I actually want to use the special after their specials are done, because if I catch up too soon, I'd just special right into their lasers, and that would be counterproductive. So it's a bit back and forth. I should have waited to use my special a bit later. I'm starting to fall behind now. People are catching up. So ultimately, I think that mistake ended up costing me the win. And it looks like I got fourth there, which is unfortunate. Things were looking good until I made that somewhat odd decision. But you know what? It's a learning experience. It's not going to be too bad of a loss, I don't think. Fourth place. Yeah, just barely anything. I feel like this game is pretty forgiving. Even though racing games can be stressful, it's not so bad. Fourth race, I believe. And it's going to be on Beanstalk Park. All right, here we go. Now, in the previous episode, I was feeling nerves from recording. I missed the rails. Let's see if I can do better this time. Here we go. Good start already. Get going, beat up on the people, hit the boost panel. And now let's see if we can get the rail. Yeah, there we go. As long as you get a good vector, a good approach on that. And sometimes you need to hold up, sometimes you don't. It's not so bad. It's not too bad to get the rail once you know where to go. So we want to avoid the Ferris wheel. Oh man, just barely get caught. That's unfortunate. I think it's a little bit slower. Still haven't looked up if it is or not, but I just feel like it is, and the people always appear right in front of you whenever you take it, so I recommend not getting stuck by that Ferris wheel. But we do get that rail right there, and it feels like that rail is faster too, so I always like to take it. And we're back into first, so that's great. Taking this little loop-de-loop path right here, and we are first into lap 1, and I don't know what happened to the people who are just behind me, but we're just going to run with it. And we're going to go for the rail again. And I want to use the special after the rail. I don't want to use it on the rail. So here we go. We hit this boost panel, and there we go. We just pop it right there. And this is a bit of a risk, because if you get caught by the Ferris wheel, then you're wasting it. But thankfully that doesn't happen. But then I get disconnected. So things were looking good, but it was too good to be true. What can you do? Fifth race, let's try not to get disconnected again. Such is life, though. That's just a fact of life when you're playing online. We're on Siberian Highway. Good time, decent track. So we get the boost, and we want to get the button coming up here. And usually someone gets it, but you always want to position yourself. See, I kind of messed up there. I wasn't quite over it. I got really lucky that those other guys were going for it. You want to make sure you're over the button just in case no one presses it. So then you'll just crash into the wall like a fool. So here we go, get the sword, great for hitting these enemies around here. Fan of the sword item. And there's that rail to the left, but I do kind of like going this way. I tried to go for that boost panel. I'm wondering if it's faster, if just taking the inside line is faster. Maybe I'll try the inside line next, but we're second for now. That flying player right there. Yeah, I feel like the Wingstar and the flying techniques, the flying playstyle is pretty strong, especially once you get up to speed with how to do it. Maybe in a future episode I'll give it a try. Comment down below if you'd like to see that. But anyway, we've managed to sneak... Oh, I spoke too soon. I was going to say we snuck back into first, but here we go. It's a back and forth battle with that guy. So we're going to get to the end. And the end of this with the boost panels, it seems to be just like the Galactic Nova where I get passed up here. So I need to really work on my game plan moving forward. But we managed to get back into first. Going to position myself so I'm right over that button again and I hit it. It's even though those other guys are going to get it too, it's just too much of a time loss if I go the other way. So I popped the special here. I know it was over the rail, but just had to do it. Oh yeah, that sword really hurt. That Kirby player was really coming after me. So here we go. I'm going to try the inside line this time, but I think I failed and just kind of crashed through the crystals there. So not the best, but we move. We're in first for the moment. But just like the previous lap, hopefully we can get back into first, ride that star trail. But this, the spark was messing me up, so I decided to ditch it. Here we go. Oh, and a blunder right there, crash into the wall. So that is tragic. It happens. It happens. Working there. You know, we're getting to rainbow rank. We're not absolutely perfect just yet, but I'm giving it my best. We do get back into second, so that's great. Now it's all going to come down to this. Am I going to hold second, get into first, drop to third? Any one of those would be a gain, slight gain. That's a win in my book. I like to be in the top 50%. And it looks like, there we go. That's looking like a second place. Not too bad, not too shabby. So let's see if we get any good gains there. And there we have it, some gain. That's great. Next race time, and it's going to be on Celestial Valley. So a decent track. Not my favorite track, but not my most hated track either. I've got a kind of love-hate relationship with this one. So here we go. Gonna go forward. No plasma on the inside this time, but I'm going to try to take the inside line. You saw I whiffed the spin attack there. Is what it is. It's a slugfest, but we come out on top, it looks like here, but people are going to catch up on this narrow path. Now let's see if I can nail the paths this time. Yeah, there we go. Don't fall into the grass. Not really feeling the nerves as much as the last episode. So here it's back and forth. I'm going to try to go for the rails again. That is the fastest way to go through here, and I managed to get it. Yeah, there we go. I find if I hold back and then a bit back to the right for the second rail, that typically gets me those rails consistently. So from here, I want to get the needles. Yeah, there we go. But I accidentally hit this rail instead of taking the inner path, but it's okay. Still first, still getting the enemies, just spamming those needles, getting those speed boosts. And I want to make sure, you hit these enemies with the needles too, so you don't crash into them. So we're first for now. Let's see if I can hold it. Yep, getting those enemies, trying to get the boost. The sword would be nice. Yeah, there we go. Now there's no one in front of me yet, but it's still good to have this. Let's see if I could still hit these and not fall into the grass. Ooh, yeah, kind of get hit and get bumped into the grass there. No, okay, good. I've made the mistake of falling off that more times than I want to admit. When I pop the special here, going to guarantee I get onto the rail going fast. Oh, I thought I would, but bumps and stuff. It is what it is. Now we're coming up to this last part here. And somehow we've fallen into fourth, so not the best, and all the needles are taken or destroyed. Let's just see what we can get. Let's see what we can salvage at this point. Somehow into second. Can I hold it? And it's looking like yes. So second is still great. Really pleased with this result. There's some back and forth at the end. Bit of fun. But here we go. This should be a good gain. And final race of the video, and it's going to be on Galactic Nova. Am I going to get redemption? Is this going to go poorly? Let's find out. I'm not cutting out any of these races in between. So here we go. I'm going to try to do better. Going to try to make that jump after this first part. And here we go. Here's the initial fight. Just trying to ride the star trails, but it looks like I am the loser in this. Oh, I spoke too soon. Third, second, just in the pack still. Here we go. Oh, hit that fire. Wanted to avoid that. Still working on the timing to hit those rings. Would have been nice, but we're catching up. The race is still young. And here we go. Now this jump. Do I make it? And yes, I do. There we go. Now, the wheelie scooter isn't the absolute fastest in the air, but it isn't the slowest either. It's like pretty average. So that is pretty decent. So we're catching up here now. Make this jump too. Get that enemy. So even though I'm in 5th, things are not looking so bad. Things are looking pretty decent. Let's see if I can use the inside of the satellite to my advantage, take those sharp turns. I haven't practiced at all in between the last race on here and this one, so I make the same mistake. Gonna run time trials on this track later for sure. But we are in 2nd, 3rd, you know, upper middle of the pack. That is good. Get these jumps here. And now we're fighting for 1st. So far, it's looking like it's coming out better than last time. Although maybe I spoke too soon. We're back into 4th. Now the name of the game is going to be, I was going to say it's going to be maneuvering these corners, but another blunder there. Just crashed right into the wall. That's too bad. Let's see if I can bring it back. The star trails are going to be a bit tougher to ride on this section with all these jumps and everyone going everywhere. Really saving that special. There we go. Okay, got the jet. Yep, there it is. Now trying to use the special here. Managed to not get hit by any lasers this time, but I am 4th. So it's looking like it's coming down to the final section where I do struggle. We're in 4th place. It's not looking too good. Can I salvage something? 4th isn't too bad of a loss. Hopefully there's 5th place. Let's give it a try. But it is just too little too late. And there you go. Ending it on not the best result, but I'm pretty satisfied with how this session went. So this has been another episode of the Road to Rainbow Rank. Are there any vehicles you'd like to see next? Comment down below. And see you next time.